Hi everyone, welcome back to my USA haul. I'm here tonight with 3 more candles from the 2021 Bath & Body Works Christmas collection. These 3 candles are from the USA store, and so you will not find them in store in Australia. So you'll need to pick these ones up either via a freight forwarder or online at eBay. If you'd like to check out my eBay store, it's My USA Brands Direct, and these will hit the store probably early next week. So as you can see, the 3 candles sat in front of me tonight are pretty well coordinated together. I'm actually really loving the designs this year, but part of that is just because my colour scheme this year are white and pastels, and so all 3 of these can basically sit up on my mantle without looking out of place. So the 3 that I have got here, we've got Holiday Cheers, we've got Brown Sugar Latte, which a coffee lover like myself is pretty excited about, and then we've got Snowy Peach Berry, which is a fruitier scent. So let's dive straight into having a look at these candles. As you can see, just the nice plain sort of white wrap around there with the beautiful geometric shapes. Now, as I run my finger over them, they are actually a little bit embossed. So I note in the camera there they are looking quite flat. To look at in person, they do look a little bit more impressive than me just holding them up in front of the candle. There's a little bit of metallic in the gold as well, which is lovely. A little bit surprised to see that the metallic accents on these ones are gold, but all the lids are silver. Again, the lids are a real mismatch at the moment, so I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. It will be a little bit unusual to me just because there's usually a pretty high level of, quality control over these things, and it's a little bit unusual for them not to have matched it. Anyway, that is what it is. Maybe it's intentional, maybe it's not. So as you can see in my hand here, I have got Holiday Cheers. Obviously, if I have a look over at the scent notes, what they're going for is a nice warm holiday drink. So we've got warm vanilla, spiced rum, and a dash of nutmeg. So sounds to me like this is going to be a pretty warm and comforting scent. Let's give it a smell. So surprisingly, it's not the vanilla that hits first, which is a bit of a surprise because quite often in these holiday scents, it is one of the most prominent notes. It is actually the spiced rum that hits first with that little bit of nutmeg underneath. Apologies that you can possibly hear my cat right now. She's obviously decided that it's time to bug me for some food. Sorry, she's interrupted me a little bit. So definitely it's that spiced rum note that comes through with that nice spiced nutmeg scent. So that to me is a pretty classic holiday scent. Something a bit warmer, you imagine cozying up by a fire, having a nice warm alcoholic beverage. That would be your Holiday Cheers. The throat isn't actually as strong as I would expect, and I think that's just because the vanilla isn't hitting as hard as I expected it to. It's not a weak candle, but again, it's not one of those really strong bakery scents that you're going to smell all throughout the house. That's cold, at least, anyway. Usually when you've got the spiced rum as a note, what you'll find is when you light it, it does come through a little bit richer. So that'll be interesting to see, and I will report back on that one because I've got one ready to go. Where I'll go next is probably the candle that most people seem to be pretty interested in, which is Brown Sugar Latte. So again, having a look there, and although you can't quite see it in the camera, maybe you can if I move it, it is quite an embossed little wrapper there. So that is quite cute. The brown on here for the name and the bells is not metallic, but the snowflakes are. It's a pretty cute label. And if I have a look over here, I'm pretty excited to see freshly roasted coffee, frothed milk, sugared praline with natural essential oils. So recently, their coffee scents have been things like caramel brulee latte, which to be honest, didn't come through with really strong coffee notes because they were quite overpowered by the sweetness. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking sugar praline is a little bit of a risk for me. But the fact we've got freshly roasted coffee first is probably a good sign. It's not a latte note, it's a full coffee note. If you're a coffee lover like me, I'm hoping I'm going to open this and it's going to smell more like Paris Cafe and less like whipped coffee. But let's have a look. All right, I want to smell it again. Yum. Okay. Paris Cafe lovers, it is not as strong on the coffee as that. However, it is 100% stronger than whipped coffee. Interestingly enough, when I smell that, the first thing that hit was that milky smell. It's quite creamy, and that gives me quite good hope that the freshly roasted coffee that hits just after that will come through stronger when it's lit, as is often the case. I'm actually not really getting the sugared praline. This, to me, I'll smell it again just because I really like it, it's not a sweet candle. This is not a bakery scent. This is a genuine cup of coffee. Again, I'm a Paris Cafe lover. I just hunt for it all year round and I would have it on all year round. But this is a nice alternative for up on my holiday display. I can still get my nice little coffee hit, and it is a genuine coffee hit, not that really sweet scent that's been in some of the recent sort of coffee variations there. Lastly here, I've got Snowy Peach Berry. So this is a scent that's come out over the past few years. It's obviously a fruitier scent because we've got both the peach and the berry. And as you can see again, if I move that, beautiful embossed sort of label. I really do like these designs, not just because they match my colour scheme this year, but also because they just stand out a little bit more than some of the others I've shown you. You know, the plain label ones, or even your Christmas cider and things like that currently have quite a decorative label. They do not have this embossing, which is a really nice touch on there. All right, so I'll flip that over. So like I said, this has been around for a couple of years now. We've got sweet peaches, tart cranberry, and sugared musk. So they often do cut the fruitier scents with a nice cranberry or a citrus, just to make sure it's not too strong, too sweet, because I think they're genuinely going for a fruitier smell. This is a quite full candle. Actually, I've just noticed this is loose, but there you go. All right, well, first of all, that is disappointing because, as you can see, this is a very loose candle. It's almost going to fall out on me, and it's also got a sunken wick. I've had a few quality control issues like this recently, probably about 1 in 20 candles, which I would say is far too high a percentage, and a much higher percentage than we've had in previous years, which is interesting. Nonetheless, obviously, the scent is still there. It's beautiful. It's fresh. It's fruity. I am a lover of fruity scents, so do keep that in mind. That peach is the strongest scent note. I can vaguely make out the cranberry underneath it, and to be honest, I cannot smell that musk at all. To me, this is primarily a fruity, sweet scent. If you like something that's heavy on the peach, this will be one for you. The peach scents obviously are quite popular. It's interesting that they actually call this one Snowy Peach Berry, because to me cranberry is not a real berry, and it's more there to provide that sort of cutting tart note through it rather than anything else. But there you go. As you can probably tell by my little chats as we went, Brown Sugar Latte is winning my vote tonight, followed closely by the others. Both wonderful choices and will look great on your mantle.